ॐ श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे. So here we have to be a little careful while chanting. Nashreyase. That is the way to chant it. Shreyase means for our benefit, for the benefit. Nashreyase. So there the word is naha. Naha. Not na. Naha means our, for our benefit. Vyasa wrote all this. If you say na shreyase, becomes what? Not for our benefit. So you have to say nashreyase. There is a visarga there. There are two dots there. And so that must be pronounced. So that we indicate we are saying naha, not na. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yakripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam yam brahma varunendra rudra marutaha stunvanti divyaistavaihi vedais sangapadakramopaniषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः Okay, so I will unmute one of you, Bhavani Vishwanath. Can't see you.
Okay.
So all of you can repeat after me. We're going to chant Bhagavad Gita. First verse. Dhṛtarāṣṭra uvaca
Dhṛtarāṣṭra uvaca
dharmakshetre
dharmakshetre
Kurukṣetre
Kurukṣetre
samaveta
samaveda
yuyutsavaha.
yuyutsavaha.
In fact, if we split, we should say samavetaha. There is a visarga which is dropped. Samavetaha
Samavetaha
yuyutsavaha
yuyutsavaha
mamakaha
mamakaha
Pāṇḍavas-chaiva
Pāṇḍavas-chaiva
imakurvata
kimakurvata
Sañjaya.
Sañjaya.
Again, Dhṛtarāṣṭra uvaca
Dhṛtarāṣṭra uvaca
dharmakshetre Kurukṣetre
dharmakshetre Kurukṣetre
samaveta yuyutsavaha
samaveta yuyutsavaha
mamakaः Pāṇḍavas-chaiva
mamakaha Pāṇḍavas-chaiva
imakurvata Sañjaya.
kimakurvata Sañjaya.
Good. So as I said earlier, mamakaha Pāṇḍavas-chaiva, we pronounce it this way. Mamakaः Pāṇḍavas-chaiva. So like an F, you put after the ka, you put an F and then start with the P for Pāṇḍava. Okay. So we don't say mamakaha Pāṇḍavas-chaiva. Generally, we don't say that. Okay, saw that last time. So last class we entered this first shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. We entered the Bhagavad Gita. Again, with the blessings of our acharyas, we are here today and to study Bhagavad Gita. And so we saw how there is a prayer, implied prayer in the Bhagavad Gita. Dhṛtarāṣṭra, one who sustains this nation, one who sustains the world, nothing, no, Ishvara, Narayana, Dhṛtarāṣṭra. We saw all that last time. So the opening scene is where you've got two armies facing each other. And in fact, that is not the opening scene. Here the opening scene is what? The Hastinapura, the palace where Dhṛtarāṣṭra is sitting. That's the opening scene. Correct? Because Dhṛtarāṣṭra Uvacha and Dhṛtarāṣṭra is not in the battlefield. Not in the battlefield. Okay. So that's the opening scene. He's talking to Sañjaya. So there is a story that Vyasa comes and talks to Dhṛtarāṣṭra and says, come on, you still have a chance. You are the only person who can stop this war. One word, no, Duryodhana, everything you are doing is wrong. This war is not going to happen. And the war will stop. Bhishma, Droṇa, everybody will stop because Vakya Paripalanam. Even if Duryodhana says, come on, dad, two dogs with you or whatever, they use some words. He could say that. But the Bhishma and all will not agree to that because father has said it and the father's word definitely we have to follow. So like that. So Vyasa has come and told this and then Dhṛtarāṣṭra couldn't, he was not in no mood to stop this war. And so Vyasa said, okay, I will give you, since you can't go to the war, I will give you this Divya Chakshu, divine sight. You can see anywhere you want. You can think of anything. You can see what's going on. And you can hear the words they are speaking. You can even see their thoughts, unspoken thoughts. That kind of blessing I will give you. Dhṛtarāṣṭra said, no, I don't want it. It will be too painful. So look at the conflict in his mind. And person with conflicts, you see how life is full of fear all the way. And so he said, no, but you give that to Sañjaya. Let Sañjaya have it. And so that's how Sañjaya got this Divya Chakshu. And so that is how this, that is why Sañjaya is able to narrate everything that was going in the battlefield. Now, this Duryodhana still wanted Krishna's help. And we know the story where, he thought Krishna's help is needed to tilt the balance and get more, because he was still uncomfortable. And Krishna is somebody that you have to deal with, and something about Krishna. And so he went to seek Krishna's help. And at the same time, the story goes that Arjuna also came, and both of them approached the sleeping Krishna. Krishna was sleeping, and my grandmother used to tell this story. And Arjuna went near the feet of Krishna, and he stood there waiting for Krishna to wake up. And Duryodhana wanted quickly to be near the head of Krishna, the head side of Krishna. And so they were all there. And when Krishna wakes up, he saw Arjuna first. And the dialogue is going on. And Duryodhana says, I came first. Can I ask you? Can I seek your help? And Krishna says, yeah, you guys can talk to me, ask my help, no doubt. But here's the condition. I will have no weapon in my hand. Don't expect me to fight. I will be powerless. Weaponless person in a war is just waste. And so I'll be like that. So you can either, if you choose me, I will not fight. Or you can choose my army. This was the condition. And so Duryodhana said, I know what I want. Can I speak? And Krishna said, yeah, you came first, but you know what? Arjuna is younger to you. And of course, I saw him first, but he's younger to you. Generally, we give the give the opportunity to the younger ones first. So let him ask first, and then. So Arjuna said, "Let me, Krishna, I want you on my side." And this Duryodhana, Arjuna knew. So in last class we talked about Prayatna, Kala, and Daivam. So Arjuna recognized this factor of Daivam. And that is what Krishna brings to us. And they worshipped Krishna. So Arjuna and his brothers, Yudhishthira, etc., they worshipped him. And they knew, the rumor was that Krishna was a avatara. Rumor. See, in Ramayana, Rama doesn't say, I am the avatara of Vishnu and all that. No such thing. He just leads a poor life and struggles all the time. And but struggles means what? We think he struggles. Rama doesn't struggle. And so that was Rama. But here Krishna is like, he's not shy of telling he's an avatara. So which comes in the 4th chapter, it will come. And so he's a different kind of an avatar. So this family, Pāṇḍavas family, they worship him. They treat him equal to Ishvara. And so this is Arjuna's request. And Duryodhana, see, if there was a time when Duryodhana prayed, this must be the time, because Arjuna got the chance. Oh my God, Krishna's army, he has a big army, I want Krishna's army. And hey Bhagavan, let Arjuna not ask for Krishna's army. That must be the time he must have prayed. And his prayers were answered. And so Duryodhana must have, and Duryodhana said, yeah, I want your army, Krishna. Can you give it to me? Krishna said, Tathāstu. Yeah, go for it. And so Duryodhana must have had a party that night, because this kind of a deal you can't get anywhere. And so that was Krishna's proposal. And so the factor of Daiva we recognize here. Arjuna recognized Daiva. Very important, because if we look at Krishna as a person, then we will have all these questions. So Karna sent the Nagastra to Arjuna. Arjuna's head, it is straight going towards Arjuna's head. Nobody can answer this Nagastra. Even Arjuna doesn't have an answer. The only response to a Nagastra must be what? It must be, who's the enemy of Naga, snake? So Garuda. So Garuda is the enemy of Naga. So you need a Garuda Astra to fight the Nagastra. So, but no. So there was no answer to this Nagastra. Arjuna did not have one. So Krishna, as though, pressed the chariot down a little, a few inches. So the arrow went and hit his crown, his kiritam. So then the child will ask this question. This is an American child only, not Indian child. Uncle, how come, Krishna is partial to Arjuna, it looks like, Oh. And so the question, we have to answer all these questions. So the question comes, if we think of Krishna as another human being like us with hands and legs and going around, then we can talk about partiality, impartiality and all these things, fairness, unfairness and all. But the aspect of Daiva is there. We all have that experience. So including the other day, I told you, I think, so a few months ago. So just barely missed being, another vehicle was going. I could hear the swoosh like that. So it's, we can see Daiva very clearly if we pay a little attention. So therefore, here also, Krishna is that Daiva, that factor. The third factor is Krishna. And so what we say is, a mature person is one who accounts for that Daiva also. a mature person doesn't leave anything to chance. Because we are not all knowing. We are all small knowing. We know only a little bit. And factors are too many. Factors that govern what we want. Just too many factors. We can only do certain things and then let go and see what happens. And so that what happens part, we just don't say, we will say, Ishvara will take care of it. Beautiful attitude. Because why do we say that? Is it blind belief or what? Hey, it's not blind belief. First of all, it's not blind because we know the unseen factors. We know there are unseen factors. Second, the factors that produce any result are all the laws that are operating in this universe. Is the law real or not? The law is real. There are laws we know that are real, and there are many laws yet to be discovered that are also there. I am ignorant of those laws. So those laws are nothing but Ishvara. For us, laws are not separate from Ishvara. Very important point. Therefore, when I see this whole world operating, I can see Ishvara operating. In my body, Ishvara is operating. Outside my body, Ishvara is operating. Therefore, the mature person accounts for that through prayers, through invoking Ishvara. And let's go. So therefore, here also Arjuna comes in that category. And there is a nice shloka which talks about this Deva aspect. So it says, Udyamam Sahasam Dhairyam. Or Udyamam Sahasam Dhairyam. Yeah, correct. Udyamam means effort. Effort is needed for any undertaking. Sahasam, courage. Sahasam means actually perseverance, not courage. Perseverance. You got to keep at it. You got to keep at it. Udyamam Sahasam Dhairyam. Dhairyam is courage. So we must have some kind of something in us which says, it sounds difficult, but that is not going to stop me. That courage is there. Okay. Udyamam Sahasam Dhairyam. Buddhi Shakti Parakramaha. Buddhi, of course, Buddhi is needed. Buddhi is needed. Even for small things, some Buddhi is needed. The mother or father will tell, na Buddhi liyada. Buddhi liyada means, what happened? Why are you doing such a stupid thing? But you have a brain. So like that. Buddhi, simple things also Buddhi is needed. For bigger undertakings, of course, intellect is needed. Buddhi, Shakti. Shakti means all resources. I must make sure I have some resources. Skill, of course, I must have the skill. That is Shakti. And whatever resources are needed, I either keep it ready or make an effort to get those resources. That is Shakti. Buddhi, Shakti, Parakramaha. Parakramaha means in our pursuits, there are obstacles. There are bound to be barriers. There are bound to be small obstacles, big obstacles. 2 times when I have these difficulties, I say, that's it, I am not a lucky person, I think this is not for me. PhD is not for me. It's too difficult. Oh, 4 years, who's going to put up with that? So whatever it is, and so that tendency to give up quickly, that is not there. That is called Parakrama. That power is called Parakrama. Then Shad Yete Yatra Vartante. These 6 qualities, Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakramaha, Shad Yete Yatra Vartante. These 6 qualities where they are present, Tatra Devaha Sahaya Krit. Tatra Devaha Sahaya Krit. There alone, Deva helps, Ishvara helps, he says. Very amazing. So Deva is there, but you don't let go of your effort, etc. That is what the shloka is saying. We can't simply sit and say God will take care of everything. That is the meaning of this shloka. So even though Ishvara's laws are operating, human being having that free will cannot give that excuse. Even the animal doesn't give any excuses. Who am I to give excuses, right? So the dog doesn't say, oh, I don't have any free will, so I will simply sit quietly. And no, dog should bark when he should bark. And so this is the Deva aspect being highlighted here. So qualities for success, and Deva is also an important element. Then of course Krishna offered to be the charioteer, and where will the charioteer be in the chariot? Of course in the front. And that Deva aspect, Arjuna said, better be in the front. I want to have the Deva aspect in front of me all the time, not in my side. Please be on my side. It doesn't take much those days to prepare a two-seater, two-seater chariot. What is the big deal? You can always make it. And but no, it's a one-seater chariot. Krishna is in the front. That is where Arjuna wanted Krishna. And so there is all these stories about Karna and things like that I think you all know. Parshurama's curse on Karna, and this Parshurama had a problem, so he decided he's going to finish off all the Kshatriyas, and then Karna wanted to learn from Parshurama, so he learned as a Brahmana, because Parshurama will only teach a Brahmana. And then the story goes that Parashurama was lying down with his head on Karna's lap, and some bug bit him, and bit him so bad that blood was flowing, and Karna was unmoving. And when Parashurama woke up, he knew immediately, this must be a Kshatriya, you must be a Kshatriya. So this Karna got a curse from Parashurama that all the mantras I've taught you, archery, everything, you are a good archer, no doubt, you will fight well, but at the time of need, you will forget the key mantras. So very sad. And so this is the curse Karna comes up, lives with, and so that affects him in the battle. So the Shakti is there. I think the Shakti Astra he uses on somebody, forget who. Yeah. So I think he uses the Shakti missile on Bhima's son, Ghatotkacha. Ghatotkacha gets killed by the Shakti. So Krishna creates a situation where that he has to use it. But Karna has another missile, Nagastra, which he's going to use against Arjuna. So these stories we've seen. And then now we come to Dhṛtarāṣṭra's question. Dhṛtarāṣṭra Vacha. And he says, so here it says Dhṛtarāṣṭra Vacha, Dharmakṣetre. Dharmakṣetre. So we saw that last time. Subjectively, if you look at it, Dharmakṣetra refers to this body, Kurukṣetra refers to this mind, where all the battles begin, and then actualized outside the body. All that we saw last time. So here, this Bhumi was referred to as Dharmakṣetra. And the word Dharma, that means it must have been those days that Dharma reigns supreme in this country, in this land. And you see some of the history books of those days, and it was, you can just visualize these images of Chandragupta or years before, Yajnavalkya and all that, and Rama. Imagine a boy, a young youth going. Let's see. Yeah. So Dharmakshetra, this land of dharma. So just spoken word was so important. If the spoken word it becomes important, automatically dharma is present, because there are so many reasons why I can just forget what I said. Conveniently forget what I said. And that's why those days the dharma being supreme, that comes out in this shloka, Dharmakshetre. And you all heard this famous phrase, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. So you should rearrange the words and you should say, Rakshitaha Dharmaha Rakshati. So Dharmo means Dharmaha. Rakshitaha Dharmaha Rakshati. Rakshati means protects. Protects. What protects? Dharmaha Rakshati. Dharma protects. What kind of dharma protects? Rakshitaha Dharmaha Rakshati. Rakshitaha means the one who is protected. The dharma which is protected protects you. That is what it says. Then you say, how do I protect dharma? How do I protect dharma? So, all this food and all, we keep it safe and keep it, in the refrigerator and all. That's the way to keep it pure and everything. What about dharma? Can I put it in a bottle? Like wine? No, you can't put dharma in a bottle. The only way to protect is to follow dharma. That is the only way. And that is why we do that. And we also support all these people and who support dharma. We donate to charitable institutions. We donate to Veda Patashalas. All this we do. Why? Because we are supporting dharma. Simple answer. So dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. But can money do the same thing? Money also I have to protect. Will it protect me? Yeah, it has the ability to get you so many things. That's the ability it has. Whether it protects you or not is anybody's guess. Anybody's guess. Because there are people waiting to get my money also. So real estate and all people have, and they say stories that it used to be in my name. It is still in my name, but it doesn't belong to me. So that is the condition in India. So all these things are there. So therefore, none of those assets really protect me. Dharmo rakshitaha. Rakshati rakshitaha. And that is why that among the 4 Purusharthas, there was a question in Satsang. So dharma is, even though it's not, it is mentioned first in the Purusharthas because of its importance. Even though Artha and Kama are natural to us, dharma is mentioned first because of its importance. Okay. So, dharma pradhana kshetraha. That is what we are trying to see. Imagine a culture where they will have classes right under the tree. And Gurukula system and all only coming from India. And there is also a story that Pythagoras visited India. So, and he visited India, he studied what is called this Baudhayana Sutras, called Sulba Sutras. He studied under our own rishis. And the Sulba Sutra, one of the shlokas there, it is talking about this right-angled theorem. So he learns about this right-angled theorem in India. Then after all his studies are over, he goes back. But these scientists, these mathematicians are all, they are philosophers also, because they all go hand in hand. This idea of an analysis of the world, the reality, seems to be all pervasive. And so a scientist is automatically a philosopher. There are no boundaries to thinking. So he goes back to Greece and then he sets up a Gurukulam like setting. Then He teaches, and he also became a vegetarian. So that is India's gift to Pythagoras. And so these Greek people called him an idiot, a fool, a madman. That is the word they use for Pythagoras. And he teaches. And today we are learning Pythagoras theorem. And now you can guess. Should it be called Pythagoras theorem or should it be called Baudhayana theorem? So this story I narrated several times. I narrate the story to our children and teachers, and they are so amazed by it. So you can see that dharma is there. We don't patent all these things. This patenting is not an Indian culture, because knowledge always is, and therefore who am I to patent knowledge? That's our thinking. But we have to change our thinking, because they are patenting turmeric and basmati rice and all these things. And so we are telling, no, that's not correct. We've got our own goodies here that we are going to protect. Okay. So all that I said, because Dhṛtarāṣṭra, and that is why, because this is Dhṛtarāṣṭra, the river that is going through Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and that country, eastern part, and that river is called Mekong. Mekong means what? Ma Ganga. Ma Ganga. What has Ganga got to do with that? Ganga must have been so worshipped like goddess. I mean, God as goddess, and they called their river as My Ganga. My Ganga. And then you go all the way down to Indonesia and all, and you look at the Indonesian currency. It has Ganesha in the Indonesian currency. Indonesia is a Muslim country. So you can see the extent of dharma, and India had 25% of the world gross national product, world GNP was from India those days, until the British came. Anyway, that all that I said only to say this is Dhṛtarāṣṭra. And then so the verb here is samavetaha. Samavetaha. Samavetaha means assembled. Assembled. Who are assembled? Yuyutsavaha samavetaha. Yuyutsavaha. A yuyutsu is somebody who wants to fight. Who's ready to fight. That person is called a yuyutsu. So yuyutsavaha, plural of yuyutsu. So all these people are there ready to fight. Like Guru, Guravaha, plural, singular, plural. So Yuyutsavaha Samavetaha. They are assembled. Where are they assembled? Dharmakṣetre, in this vast land where Dharma is the king. People worship Dharma. Nothing other than Dharma works here. And that kind of a land, in that land there is a place called Kurukṣetra. So not far away from today's Delhi, New Delhi, that place they are assembled. In Kurukṣetra, Dharmakṣetra, Yuyutsavaha Samavetaha. Now, next line. There's a lot of discussion on the next line. Mamakaha Pāṇḍavas chaiva Kima kurvata Sañjaya. Hey Sañjaya, Kim akurvata. Hey Sañjaya, Kim, what did they do? What did they do? What did who do? Mamakaha Pāṇḍavas chaiva. Pāṇḍava, that we know. I don't need to translate that word for you. Pāṇḍava. Cha means and. That also I don't have to translate. Chaiva. So okay, alone. Of course, Pāṇḍavas are there, and there's somebody else who is there. Who is there? So we said Dhṛtarāṣṭra. You know what he says? Mamakaha. Mamaka means my people. My people. Look at this. Look at the way he's asking the question. Hey, Dhṛtarāṣṭra, did you forget your brother Pāṇḍu? The fellow died. He gave his children to your hands. You promised to take care of Pāṇḍu's children like your children. What happened? Did you forget all that? Aha. It portrays a person full of conflict. That is Dhṛtarāṣṭra. He has a weakness for Duryodhana, and the blind man weakness for Duryodhana, and his heart was with his own, they called biological children, but not with the Pāṇḍavas. And so this Dhṛtarāṣṭra, kima kurvata, suppose you tell me, Jaykumarji, we all went to the, after dinner we went to the ice cream parlor. Then I ask you, what did you do there? Now, what do people do in an ice cream parlor? They make ice cream or what? Even those people don't make ice cream in the ice cream parlor. Okay, it is made somewhere else. It is stored somewhere, and 10 days later it comes here. Okay, and so you're eating stale ice cream. Anyway, nobody makes ice cream there. And what do you do there means, what did you do there means what? What kind of question is that? So it's an irrelevant question. What did you do there? This guy is asking, what did they do? they did not come to play some games, football, basketball. We've been arguing all along. Let's have some fun, nice day outside. No, that shows Dhṛtarāṣṭra is silently praying that somehow these Pāṇḍavas, they're always giving away stuff, walking away. And maybe they went there and they had some more discussion and they said, you know what? This war is not right. And maybe Yudhishthira maybe struck another deal, maybe another game of dice or something. Who knows? They walked away. The wishful thinking of Dhṛtarāṣṭra is revealed by this statement, Mamakaha. Conflict and wishful thinking. Okay? I mean, these two armies, they're armed to the teeth. And you're asking, what are they doing there? You can't ask. You can't ask that. So dining hall is there right here. And the cooks are all entering at morning. So 5:30 they go because 7:30 breakfast. And there's no point asking, what are they doing there? They're not watching TV. So because the 35 people, 40 people have to have breakfast and they have to cook. There are only 2 cooks here and 1 assistant. So their work is cut out. Okay. So here also, same issue here. So it's not that Dhṛtarāṣṭra doesn't know what they're going to do, but he's silently praying for something. Okay. Okay. So this dharma and adharma we saw subjectively also. We saw that you can look at these 2 sides as dharma and adharma. And look at this. Blindness. Blindness means ignorance. The person who is blind means, of course, physically one can be blind. But if I'm blind, I can't see the things that are there. And therefore, that ignorance also is represented by blindness. And this Dhṛtarāṣṭra, the blind person, the one who is ignorant to dharma, is an aviveki, doesn't know how to separate right and wrong. Not that he knows not that he doesn't know, but he is unable to follow what is right. Okay. And because of that, there are all kinds of problems, all kinds of wrong decisions all over. And therefore, this adharma has many children. Adharma manifests in many ways. And therefore, Kauravas are many in number. Dhṛtarāṣṭras. Many in number. Pāṇḍavas are only 5. Because when it comes to speaking the truth or doing the right thing, there are not that many options. Not that many options. Very boring, dharma. Just, you have to always do the right thing. So, it can be boring or it can be empowering also. Okay. So, therefore here also, so the many confusions that the Pandavas have, I mean the Kauravas have, are numerous, and therefore that also is represented by this manifold Kaurava army versus the Pandavas, Kauravas versus Pandavas. Okay, so then then the imagery of the chariot, Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi, we saw that last time, and that Buddhi, the Buddhi is important for us, and so the Buddhi here is represented by the charioteer, and the charioteer is none other than Krishna, and so the ignorant person, me, has to somehow be exposed to the right knowledge, right thinking, and that is represented by this chariot. So all this subjectively speaking. Okay. So with that said, so Mamakaha Pāṇḍavas Kimakurvata Sañjaya. O Sañjaya, what did my people and the Pāṇḍavas, what did they do? That is the question. And the previous sentence, what? Dharmakshetre, Kurukṣetra, Samaveta, Yuyutsavaha. Those who are desirous to fight are assembled in Kurukṣetra, which is in our Dharmakshetra, the land of Dharma. So that is the meaning of that verse. So now let's chant the second one. So let's see. So, yeah, Dhṛtarāṣṭra, what way? I'm unmuting yourself. Everybody else also can repeat. Sañjaya Uvacha.
Sañjaya Uvacha.
Drishtva
tu
Pāṇḍavanikam
Pāṇḍavanikam
Vyūdham Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit Sañjaya Uvacha Drishtva tu Pāṇḍavanikam Vyūdham Duryodhanastada
Acharyamupasangamya
Raja Vachanamabravit. Good. So Sañjaya Uvacha. So by now I think you're getting a hang of it. Uvacha means said. That is the meaning. Said. So without teaching Sanskrit itself, you're able to recognize some patterns here. Uvacha. Sañjaya said. Sañjaya replied to Dhṛtarāṣṭra's question. So here, that seems appropriate. Next we will see the next verse. We will make a comment there. So what did he say here? He is about to Duryodhana. Okay, that is the word here. Duryodhana. Drishtva. Tada Duryodhana Drishtva. At that time, Duryodhana, having seen Drishtva, having seen what? Pāṇḍavanikam Vyūdham. The Vyūdham means the formation. You have to see how everybody is positioned, not just see everybody, but how they are positioned. So in a game of cricket, the team that is bowling sets up people at the right places, and even the batsmen before getting ready, also looks around to see who's where, who are the people, so he can aim his bat at the right place. Okay. Same way here also. Pandavanikam Vyudham, the formation of Pandavas army. So Duryodhana saw the Pandavas army. He must be sitting in a place or standing in a place where it must be visible, or at least he may have walked around a little bit and seen this formation. Having seen that, what does he say? Acharyam upasangamya Raja vachanam abravit. So abravit. Abravit means said. Also vacha, same meaning. Abravit. Said. Who said? Raja. Raja said. Raja means which Raja said. So that same Duryodhana said. Because Sañjaya is referring. Sañjaya is employed by Duryodhana. He is under the employ of them. And so for him, Dhṛtarāṣṭra is of course the king. Duryodhana is not the king. But Duryodhana is also equivalent to the king because his word is what seems to count. So therefore, Raja, Sañjaya refers to Duryodhana as Raja. Raja vachanam abravit. And how did he say that? Acharyam upasangamya. Having approached the Acharya. What Acharya? Droṇacharya, his teacher Droṇa. He approached. So, very interesting. First of all, why should he not approach Bhishma, who is the commander-in-chief? And hey, what do you think? Have you seen everything? And are we ready to start the war? That kind of discussion. But no, he didn't do that. He approached Droṇa. Because Duryodhana, the scheming person, he knows Bhishma is on his side. Very clear. But Droṇa, he had some doubts. For some reason, he had some doubts. And so that is why he approaches Droṇa, his Acharya. And then, of course, he is going to introduce the army. He's going to introduce the army. Why he is going to introduce the army? Because, because then he didn't know who's really on his team. He didn't. Now is the time he really knows. Because a lot of buying, selling all going on. And like our party system, just before elections. So really we don't know. Who is in the coalition? You don't know until the last minute. Same thing here also. Duryodhana. And until last minute you don't know. Did the people who promised their support to me, are they here? And are there people who promised me and then not here? All these questions he knew the answers, and now he's telling that to Droṇacharya. And so he's about to say that, he says. Now the next verse should have been Dhṛtarāṣṭra, Duryodhana Uvacha. Because Duryodhana is going to present everything. But we don't see that here. We don't see Duryodhana Uvacha. In the entire Gita, you don't see Duryodhana Uvacha. So that is the style of presenting. So from the next verse onwards, you must put a kind of quotation mark there. And Sañjaya quotes Duryodhana. That is the way to look at it. So let us see this next verse, which is verse number 3. Okay. So Surendra, go ahead. Repeat after me. Pashyaitam. Okay. So for some reason, I'm not hearing anybody. Wait 1 minute. Okay. So, Ami, I have unmuted yourself. I am not able to spot Surendra here. Go ahead. Pashyaitam.
Pashyantam.
Pashyaitam.
Pashyantam.
Pāṇḍuputranam.
Pāṇḍuputranam.
Acharya.
Acharya.
Mahatim.
Mahatim.
Chamum.
Tamum.
Vyudham.
Vyudham.
Drupada putrena.
Drupada putrena.
Tava shishyena.
Tava shishyena.
Dhīmata.
Dhīmata.
So once again, Pashyaitam Pāṇḍuputranam.
Pashyantam Pāṇḍuputranam.
Acharya Mahatim Chamum.
Acharya Mahatim Chamum.
Vyudham Drupada putrena.
Vyudham Drupada putrena.
Tava shishyena dhīmata.
Tava shishyena dhīmatam.
Dhīmata. Yeah.
Dhīmata.
Good. So here, addressing Dronacharya, because he had a doubt and he wanted to give that extra respect to Dronacharya, and so that his heart is completely on the side of Duryodhana. That's the psychology here. And so here he's talking about the commander-in-chief of the Pāṇḍava army. He's referring to Dhṛṭadyumna. So Drupada, there is a person called Drupada. Drupada is the father of Draupadi. Draupadi. And so Panchala Desha. Panchala. So that's why Draupadi is also called Panchali, because she is from the land of kingdom of Panchala. Panchala means what? So you visualize India like this, and then on the east side you have Nepal on the eastern, northeastern side. So that area, Nepal and south of Nepal, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, all these areas. That area used to be Panchala, Panchala Desha. You can look up, you can Google and look up the ancient maps of India like that. Then you can see all these things. You'll be amazed. So that the person is Drupada. The king of that kingdom was Drupada, and he had the Draupadi, one daughter, who is married to the Pāṇḍavas, and Dhṛṭadyumna. So here Drupada Putra refers to Dhṛṭadyumna, the son of Drupada. Who else but Dhṛṭadyumna? And so he says here, look at this. Hey Acharya. So that word Acharya is an address in the first line. Hey Acharya. Pashya. Pashyaitam. Pashya is one word. Etam is the second word in what looks to be one word. Pashya. Look. See. That's what he says. See what? Mahatim Chamum. Chamu, again, army, Sena. Look at the Sena. And what kind of Sena? Mahatim Chamu. Massive, big, giant army. Look at this giant army that is in front of us. And what kind of army? Whose army? Pāṇḍuputranam. Mahatim Chamu. Pāṇḍuputranam. This is the army of the sons of the king Pāṇḍu. Look at this big army. And this Vyudham, and the beautiful formation, they have a very interesting formation. Vyudham, look at that. and it is who is the commander-in-chief? Who organized this? Who designed this? Who decided that this should be the formation? Drupada Putrena, by the son of Drupada, by the son of Drupada. And then he adds a little something. Who is Drupada Putra? Who is Dhṛṭraṣṭra? Tava Dhīmata Shishyena. Shishya means student, we saw that. So your student, none other than your student. Pointing to the fact that, look, your student is ready to fight you. Okay? And Dhīmata Shishyena, brilliant. You're a brilliant student. So, put Josh, you need some Josh, no? Some, what do you call it? Adrenaline. And so, Duryodhana is giving Josh to Droṇa. Because he's bringing some past. Duryodhana knows the past of Droṇa. When Droṇa was studying, his classmate was Drupada. They were classmates. Very good friends. Very good friends. But then, what happened? Then Drupada became a king, etc. So Drupada promised half his kingdom to his dear friend Droṇa. So Droṇa knocks on Drupada's door and says, okay, come on, I'm ready for half the kingdom. And Drupada says, get lost. I said something and you can't take it seriously. So Droṇa says, okay, this is not right. And he's looking for a time for revenge. And the story goes that he trains Arjuna. Arjuna just fights with Drupada and brings Drupada and to his Acharya. Acharya, come on, I got him here. And then Drupada gives the kingdom, half the kingdom to Droṇa. Like this, the story goes. Then now it is Drupada says, I have to take revenge. Okay. So this is the story. And so there is some story about how he did a yaga, he got 2 children, and Draupadi was married to the Pāṇḍavas. And this Dhṛṭraṣṭra is supposed to be the one who kills Droṇa. That is the story. So Duryodhana is reminding, look, Dhṛṭraṣṭra, and through that Dhṛṭraṣṭra, his father Drupada, the guy who insulted you, don't forget that. That is what he wanted to say. So that is the psychology of this verse. So Drupada Putrena, he doesn't say Dhṛṭraṣṭra. He could have said Dhṛṭraṣṭra. He doesn't say that. He says the son of Drupada. So that Drupada is the key character there. Okay. So then, he must have. So now he is going to describe the Pāṇḍavas army. Having made this statement, Duryodhana continues, which we will see in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Lokas Samastas Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshobharahitaha Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om